Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. This video is brought to you in association with The Athletic, where you can get a 7-day free trial and 50% off your yearly subscription with The Athletic. It has designated Everton writers Paddy Boyland and Greg O'Keefe, bringing you everything that's happening around the club, particularly at this weird time for us. Loads of great writers covering all the clubs as well throughout the world. No clickbait, no pop-up ads, so check it out. You may as well. It is free at the moment. The link is in the description below. Chelsea have apparently joined Everton in having a bid for Lille defender Gabriel accepted. That story broke over the weekend. The 22-year-old Brazilian being watched by a number of clubs, but apparently Everton, Chelsea and two Italian clubs have all met Lille's asking price for the defender. This is a tough one for Everton, I guess, because I think Chelsea don't quite have the same financial restrictions as what Everton will do due to FFP. They're currently in the Champions League, and I suppose if it became a toss-up between the two clubs, you'd think that Gabriel would favour a move to Stamford Bridge, but we'll have to wait and see whether there is any more in this, as this has been reported over the weekend in France. So I guess it makes Chelsea favourites for the left-sided centre-back. Everton have been watching him for quite a while, but he won't be the only defender that Everton are looking at if it doesn't actually come to fruition, this deal for Gabriel. Obviously been linked very, very strongly with Everton, you know, even reports of offshore medicals taking place and everything else. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not that actually happens. But the big news is Chelsea are apparently one of the four clubs to have a bid accepted by Lille. Everton today link with Roma midfielder Lorenzo Pellegrini. Corriere dello Sport reported this over the weekend, saying that Carlo Ancelotti really likes the midfield player from Roma. He's had 11 assists this season, and he has a 26 million buyout clause, but there is a clause in his contract that says he can only 13 million has to be paid, and then 2 years later the other 13 million, so basically paid in two instalments. The 23-year-old has been in fine form for Roma, and you know, the Italian press reporting that this is someone Carlo Ancelotti really likes, and basically at that price Everton will be able to get him out of Rome due to that clause. So maybe, you know, a player that would have been much more expensive than that without this clause. Again, you know, obviously with nothing happening at the moment due to, and rightly so, due to the pandemic, there's a lot of these stories around, but football clubs will still be making plans, of course, as we move forward. Gylfi Sigurdsson has admitted that when Carlo Ancelotti asked him to play in a deeper position for Everton, he thought he was joking. Sigurdsson obviously has spent large parts of his career, if not most of his career, playing as a number 10 or certainly off the front man or in a wide area. But since Carlo Ancelotti come in, he has been mainly employed in a two in midfield, the centre of the park, taking on a deeper playmaker role, I suppose. And Sigurdsson has said that he maybe wouldn't have been happy with that suggestion 5 or 6 years ago, but now he knows that as he's getting older, got to think more about the game, got to reserve his legs. But he said he has found it difficult because the natural instinct in him is to get forward, and he has to think about his defensive positioning at times as well. But Ancelotti, you know, has used him in most of the games. Be interesting to see what happens with Gylfi come the summer. There was reports at the back end of last week Everton were looking to offload him, and I'm sure if there was a bid for him, Everton would do. But you know, if there isn't a bid for him, then you know, it looks as though he's going to be employed as a central midfielder, if you like. So interesting times ahead when football does eventually start back up again. And moving on to that, UEFA President Alexander Ceferin has said that there are plans in place now to potentially finish the season in August, play the remaining games in the leagues across Europe, but particularly the Premier League. He said that those 9 games could take place in August, and then have a very short break, maybe a week before the new season starts. It seems at the moment, with what's going on, it seems unrealistic to think of football coming back anytime soon. August is what, 4 months away. You know, they're talking about another period of lockdown, certainly in the UK. and I imagine that'll be the case. But it's hard to imagine any kind of football coming back. It's just not important when people are losing their lives. But obviously the likes of UEFA and FIFA and I suppose the Premier League and other leagues will have these talks and these plans in place to, you know, the minute they get the go ahead, they can get straight back into it. But I guess when you're looking at this season, it's either curtailed and stopped now and it's, you know, we start again as if this season didn't take place, or you try to find a way to finish those 9 games. I think from a money perspective, television money perspective, 750 million, I think, is still outstanding and would still be outstanding to the clubs if the season didn't finish. And I'm guessing that wouldn't be paid. So there's a lot of money and a lot of incentive as to why the clubs want to finish. But we'll have to see what happens. No one is any clearer at the moment, is it, of what's going to happen. And finally, Moise Kean has become the latest part of Mini Raiola's stable to donate money for respiratory machines and for masks for hospitals in Italy who have been massively affected by the coronavirus. This football agency donated to the We Are One Against the COVID-19 campaign. So fantastic that Keane's got involved in that. A lot of footballers over the last couple of weeks really getting involved in donating money and doing what they can to try to help. Everybody's in this together, the whole world. So good to see Moise Kean part of that growing list of players who are donating to causes all across the world for COVID. Make sure you check out that Athletic link. It's in the description. You may as well do it if you're at home. You maybe can't go to work at the moment, or you're looking for something to read. Lots of great articles on there. The link is in the description. Check that out. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. See you later.